I have 8 FPL players that are absolutely locked into my Game Week 1 draft. These guys are non-negotiables, essential for our teams, and I really think you need to consider them for yours. So I'll be revealing those players in this video, so make sure you do drop a like and hit that subscribe button. We're aiming for 7k before that Game Week 1 deadline. I know you legends could do that. So without further ado, let's get into these 8 essential players. Now, when building your Game Week 1 draft, I think it's really important to actually jot down those players that are locked into your Game Week 1 draft, so those essential players, as it gives you a bit of an idea on who your core is going to be and where left you need to spend the money, what teams you need to target, what positions do you need to really allocate the rest of that budget in. Now, the first player that is locked into my team is going to be Ben Chilwell. Now, I've been umming and ahhing about whether to put Ben Chilwell into my FPL team, but on the face of it, when I've looked at it, I've questioned, why am I not putting him in my team? The big query for me was, Game Week 3 is the time I want to bring him in. Do I wait a couple of game weeks, then use a free transfer to bring him in? But then I looked at the fixtures and thought, Liverpool at home in Game Week 1, yes, from a defensive perspective, it's not too good. But Liverpool on that right flank, we know, have serious issues defensively. And I really could see Chelsea getting some joy down that side. And for those that have watched Chelsea during pre-season will know that Chilwell has been absolutely bombing down that left flank. He's been joining up with the forward pair in every given moment, and I could not see a better opportunity to target this Liverpool team than with someone like Ben Chilwell. I'm not really interested in any other Chelsea assets right now, but I think he offers that real high ceiling that we want from defenders. And it also just means I'm not going to book a transfer later down the line. The original plan was to sell a defender to bring him in Game Week 3, and I think just get him in from the start. West Ham away is a good fixture, I think, in Game Week 2, and then we have Luton at home in Game Week 3. So Chilwell, for me, is in my Game Week 1 team. Now, moving into the next defender, there's no surprises here that Estupiñán makes the team. He's over 50% owned for a defender. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now, the interesting part about Estupiñán is the opening 3 fixtures are unbelievable, kicking off the season at home against Luton. And again, I want a piece of that Brighton pie in that Game Week 1 fixture. I can't really predict some of the attacking assets, but I think we all know that Estupiñán's minutes are going to be pretty secure. And similar to Ben Chilwell, what I love about Estupiñán is one of them high ceiling players. He offers not only clean sheet potential, but also importantly, that attacking potential. Now, I'm not that bullish on Estupiñán beyond Game Week 3, but when we get to that point, we can do one or two things. In Game Week 4, look to sell him, maybe go to someone like a John Stones if we have the money in the bank, or even downgrade him if we are looking for a Botman at Newcastle. Or on the other hand, if the squad enables it, to simply bench him for the next 2 game weeks in 4 and 5 and look to bring him back in once the fixtures start to turn once again. So I think even though the long-term fixture is a little bit mixed, he is just locked into our teams for Game Week 1. Now, the third defender locked in is Gabriel. The moment the game came out, this guy was in the team. I looked at it at 5 million. It is so dirt cheap. For an Arsenal defence that I expect to be even better this season, I think the signing of David Raya is only a positive. It's going to get the best out of Ramsdale, or if he doesn't improve, then we're going to see David Raya step in, who is a fantastic goalkeeper. The defence has the coverage. Timber is now in to compete alongside Zinchenko and Ben White. We have Saliba and Gabriel, and then Rice and Partey in front of that back four. I'm expecting clean sheets for Arsenal this season. With the opening fixtures that they do have, those 2 home games in Game Weeks 1 and Game Week 3, I think are clean sheets on the paper. And with Gabriel being the highest XG per 90 of any Arsenal defender last season, I just think he's a no-brainer for our teams, and he is quite highly owned. I think we need that investment in the Arsenal defence. Now, moving into the last confirmed defender, it is going to be the most popular 4 million in the game right now, in Luton's Kabore. Now, I can't lie, I don't know too much about him, but I know from what I have read that he is going to be mainly a starter as a wing-back in this Luton team. Now, am I going to be playing him each week? Absolutely not. They blank in Game Week 2, it is worth noting. But when we go for a 4 million defender, we want one of those that firstly is going to play, which he is. Secondly, can he keep clean sheets? If Luton can make the home a bit of a fortress, potentially, but we're not expecting too much. We just want guaranteed game time, and if they do offer attacking potential, then that's an absolute bonus. And with him being a wing back in this team, I don't think that's too far from out of the realms of possibility. So Kabore is in to make up the 4 defenders that are locked. I only have 1 position left to do. Right now I'm tempted by a 4.5, but again, you'll see how the budget unveils in this team. You can see at the bottom of your screen, the defense comes to 19.5 million so far. I've got 80.5 left to spend. Now, moving into the first midfielder, there is no surprises here. It's Bukayo Saka of Arsenal. Once again, similar to Gabriel, the minute that price came in, he was straight in my team. I know some people are looking at underlying numbers and seeing Martinelli was better than Saka last season, but for me, he offers guaranteed game time on penalties, and he's just the golden boy of this Arsenal team. You can tell Arteta absolutely loves him, and this is a player that's only getting better and better each and every season. For me, Saka is just absolutely locked in, and once again, with those opening fixtures, you need at least one Arsenal midfielder, if not two, with that injury to Gabriel Jesus ruling out any Arsenal forward in our team. So Saka is locked at 8.5. Now, moving into the next midfielder, Marcus Rashford, another one that I simply had to put in my team at 9 million. Part of me was thinking to myself, is he worth the 9 million? But after seeing him in pre-season, getting in those good positions and goal-scoring opportunities, I want the goal scorer in this Man United team. Now, yes, they have signed a new forward from Atlanta who is going to slowly integrate into the team. And we don't know how that is going to impact Rashford and Bruno Fernandes, to name a few players. But right now, we need to play with what is in front of us. And I believe Rashford will start as the number 9 in Game Week 1. And with their brilliant fixtures in Game Week 1, I think it's going to be a goal fest in Game Week 2 against Spurs and back at home in Game Week 3. I want a piece of that Man United attack, and I think Rashford is absolutely the best pick for that Man United team. And being at 9 million means you can come down to any other midfielder in the game, excluding Mo Salah. Now, I had to go for the double up Man United midfield. I see a lot of people going down this route, and I did and ah about whether I actually wanted to do this. Am I that bullish on the Man United attack? Do I really think it justifies the double up? But Bruno Fernandes just ticks a lot of boxes. Guaranteed minutes. He's looked good in pre-season. Yes, he isn't necessarily getting in amongst the goals, but he is such a creative force in this Man United team. And once again, whenever Man United are at home, I feel like they can get goals. They're one of those teams that I do think can accumulate and rack up quite substantial amount of goals over that period. And I want to double down on that team. And once again, I'm not fearful of moving away from Bruno Fernandes in game weeks 2, 3, 4 if I have to, if an option at 7.5 million emerges and I don't have investment at that price point. I'm happy to move away from one of those Man United, but for now, both offer guaranteed game time, great fixtures. I don't want to overthink it. Those are locked in to my Game Week 1 team. Now you can see I've spent 45.5 million on this squad so far. We're getting close to the halfway mark. Now, that's 7 players. I bet you can't guess the 8th person. Of course it is Erling Haaland. There is no team that I was going to build without Erling Haaland being the first man on that sheet. Now, yes, I know the Community Shield was disappointing for Haaland, but we saw that last year against Liverpool in the Community Shield, and we saw what happened this season. For anyone in that context, that Community Shield, he was playing basically up against Gabriel, Saliba, Rice and Partey. He had no chance in hell in that game. But Haaland, for me, is just locked in, and he will be pretty much perma-captain for the opening game weeks until we see something either negative from Man City and Haaland or something really explosive from another asset in the game. He is just an absolute lock. And you can see here, I've spent 59.5 million on these 8 players. I've crossed the halfway mark on the budget and I have 40.5 million left. Now, as I mentioned, I love doing this because it gives me an idea on where my budget's allocated and what I have left over. Now, even though I don't have specific players allocated to the remaining spots, I have a rough idea on what I want to spend. I definitely want a 6.5 million midfielder in this team, whether that be Mbeumo, Eze or Matoma, even Aston Villa's Diaby. And I want to play a 5-man midfield. So the other question is, do I go for 2 6.5 millions, which would be quick maths, 13 million total, or do I go slightly up to someone like a Martinelli and get myself the double up of the Arsenal midfield, which is what I'm currently favouring alongside a 6.5 million. The goalkeepers will definitely be 4 million and potentially a 5 million goalkeeper alongside him. And in the front line, with me playing a 3-5-2 formation to kick off the season, I will go for a 4.5 million forward, but I want to see if any emerge right now. And that leaves a bit of money in the bank to potentially bring in Ollie Watkins as an 8 million, or even come down to someone like a Nicholas Jackson at Chelsea at 7 million. But look, this is how the 8 essential players are looking in my team going into game week 1. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Yes, guys, okay, so that's going to wrap up today's video. I really hope you enjoyed me revealing my 8 locked in players for my game week 1 draft. I feel like I'm getting so close to that game week 1 team reveal. And if you do want to keep up to date with any information and obviously team reveals that I'll be doing, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will be doing daily videos up until that deadline, and of course revealing my team on that Friday morning. And if you want your team rated, be sure to check out the link in my bio. Sign up to my Patreon, $2.99, but this is the big catch. If you sign up before the game week 1 deadline, you will get 30 days free. I will refund you your $2.99. An amazing opportunity to not only get your team rated, one-to-one advice, but then have that for the 30 days following. It's a great deal. And then after that, if you want to get involved with it, you can, or you can simply cancel it. So go check that out. Link is in the bio. And that just leaves us to say thank you so much, you legends, for subscribing so far to the channel. If you can subscribe, it'd be amazing. Like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Cheers.